Keep the promises that you make to yourself because it means something. It means something to you and it means something to the people around you. Yeah! Omni physical solution. Sacrifice, sweat, smile.
Woo woo woo! Locked in the dungeon inside Floating Spaceman Studios. It's the Anthony Baker Show, brought to you in part by Omni Physical Solutions and Floating Spaceman Productions. Don't forget about our sponsors, K-Bar Soap Company. Get some of that. Today we're going to talk about habits. This thing is just, it's overlooked. Day after day, you see the same sample of people being able to gauge success, decline, stagnation. And I guess stagnation could fall into decline. So in an effort to achieve success, energies and efforts should be focused on the habits. And sometimes it's overlooked. And we gotta stop and talk about it, I think. The precious moments this week spent talking about daily habits. Because I know that I need to work on my daily habits. Think about these times when I'm doing jiu-jitsu and I see people, and as soon as I see them, they're like, you want to roll? I'm like, yep, let's roll. And immediately, slowly starts coming back to me the habits that this person has. Maybe it doesn't hit me just yet in the first 30 seconds or so, but in 90 seconds, it starts to come back to me like, oh yes, I remember your habits. And I try to use that to my advantage because I'm sure they remember my habits, or maybe they don't. I have to work on recognizing habits in myself and in other people to stay safe. Woo! As a recovering drug and alcoholic and drug addict, there's just habits that I had to face in order to get out of the clutches of those poisons, the daily habits. I was scared to stop doing the poisons because I thought I would change as a person. I was scared of changing, and I was scared of the people that I thought were my friends not contacting me anymore. Stop me if you heard this one before. Like, I'm not going to be able, no one's going to call me to come hang out. I'm not going to be drinking and partying, doing drugs. Maybe that's a good thing, but I was scared to lose that. But then there's moments where I realize I'd rather have my sobriety and sanity than be contacted by people that just are willingly seeking self-destruction. I didn't want that for myself. So I try to adjust my behaviors. Very difficult. And even to this day, I have to work on those habits. When I was younger, I couldn't drink alcohol. Over, a few drinks, I would just get out of control. My behavior was unacceptable on many levels, but mainly unacceptable to me, as I didn't like who I was becoming. So in an effort to not do those things, I focused my energy. Instead of seeking out the poison, I spent my energy practicing being patient, going to sleep, waking up, exercising, thinking about the things to eat. And what am I eating that's breaking down my body? It's like, oh yes, as I'm out partying, I'm eating fast food too frequently and highly processed foods. I gotta change this. But how do I change it? I didn't know how to change it. So I just sat and I thought about it until I became mad. And then it was like, just don't go out and party. Because that's when I'm eating most of the processed foods. Easier said than done. It's like these habits even today. There's times where it's like, yeah, call up. Let's call up Joe Shmoe. Let's get some blow. It's going to feel so good. But then you know what? It's like, I just don't want that lifestyle. But then sometimes the temptation is like, let's have a drink. Maybe have a beer. Or even like one of those, what is that? Everybody's drinking, the Trulies. Have one of these. And then maybe even start to have number 2. And somewhere inside number 2, it just get this, it's like I have one of those drinks somewhere in the middle. Maybe even a sip or two after I open number 2. And it's like I just get a level of booze at my tongue, like my body's already saturated with poison and I can feel it. And I don't like it, so I just pour the rest of it out. It's crazy. The subtleties that you can pick up on if you pay attention. And I worked on changing those habits, so as soon as I would reach a level of toxicity, that masculine toxicity, truly narcotic toxicity, truly, with the alcohol, somewhere in drink number 2, maybe it's a hot day and it's the second beer and it's going down great, and it's the third beer, there's just a level that my tongue just feels, and it's like, oh, I don't like this. Instantly I'm just done. And it's just so crazy to feel that. But then those little desires to have the stronger narcotic, oh, don't think those dark horses have run past me. Ruin? They tried to ruin me. No dice. The future self was speaking directly to the present self, and the present self wanted to make the future self happy. There was this recognition and alignment of value. We seen things eye to eye. The present Baker and the future Baker, they saw things. They were like, oh, I want these things. I'm like, yep, I really want them. Didn't want to spend nights in jail anymore. Can you imagine that? Baker wants a little bit of freedom. Don't like, how many nights do you have to spend in jail before you change your habits? How many nights do you have to pray? Literally praying to God. Please help me make it. Please help me make it, and I promise I'll never do it again. I promise I'll change. How many nights are you gonna promise? Changing the habits, but it takes energy on a daily basis. Can imagine the energy that you would spend and that people focus on doing things that are not going towards the main goal, the future self-desire. It takes motherfucking grit, staying focused. It's easy to be distracted. Temptations come along, oh, so frequently. Practice the habits of saying no. Just like fucking Nancy Reagan. Alignment. Fucking waving around like Stevie Wonder in this bitch. About to pass out because I'm dehydrated. I haven't been working on my habits. I'm the water champ. Fuck you, Tom Segura. Get at me, dog. The water champ fell off today. Maybe. It's a struggle. And I appreciate the opportunity for the struggle. And I appreciate you for spending these precious moments with me. Hopefully, I will be around to spend some more precious moments with you. You know my 3 keys to happiness and success, but happiness isn't everything. Sacrifice, sweat, and smile. Ow! Ow! At the Anthony Baker Show, we're sponsored by a few different companies. K-Bar Soap Company. That's kbarsoapco.com. Use promo code BAKER at time of checkout. That's promo code BAKER. Some of the finest bar soaps that you can find. Salt Dog, Leatherneck, Firewatch, Napalm in the Morning, Chest Candy, Peppermint, Ricky Recon, Fluster Cuck. Made of all natural products. None of that body wash bullshit. This body wash is for bitches.